Man, there are a lot of milestone moments in our lives. Yes, your big job, your big career, but it's also getting married after you find the right woman to spend the rest of your life with. That's not going to be something that just happens by happenstance. You're going to have to be intentionally looking for a woman that you want to marry and build a life with. Advice out there about not dating thoughts and where to find up women and how to pick them up. And that's not what I'm going to do, because that's just frankly not who I am. I am far more concerned that you develop yourself into the healthy habits that's going to help you be a successful professional man. And when you do that, that translates into the rest of your life, including in relationships. So I know that I have some valuable advice about picking a spouse. I'm going to talk about that today. If my daughter had presented 18-year-old me to me and say, "Dad, do you think I should be in a relationship with this guy?" I would have told her, heck no, stay a million miles away from this guy. But somehow, without a positive male example in our life, my wife and I have managed to build a 25-year marriage with 2 wonderful children. So, how do you get yourself to a position where you have at least found a woman and have a relationship that's going to end up having the possibility to stand the test of time? So look, I am not a relationship expert. So men, what I'm gonna do is give you 10 time-tested and proven tips for you to know how to pick a woman. That sounds interesting to you? Or like somebody who's gonna spit a whole bunch of bull that you're gonna disagree with? Probably, but hey, that's what I'm gonna talk about today. So let's get at it. Hey, I'm Rob Johnson and welcome to the Legacy Gentleman channel. This big milestone of finding a wife is something that's very important for us men. And if you get it wrong, you're into a lifetime of trouble. So I'm gonna start off with this first idea. This big idea before I start giving you these tips is that you need to know what you're looking for and what you want before you start looking. And that gives me to say, hey, what is this woman that you want to be in a relationship? What is she going to look like? You're going to get married to a young, hot, sexy lady, and then by the time y'all are actually in a relationship, she pops out a couple of kids. She's going to still look wonderful, but she's going to be an older woman who's going to need to be able to lead and raise children and compliment you. So I really like the idea of looking at that Titus 2 woman. Older women, be reverent in your behavior. Don't be slanderers, drinkers of wine, and be ones who teach people. That's what you want your end goal to be for your wife. You want her to be a woman who admonishes the younger women to love their husband and their children, to be discreet, to be chastened, to be good homemakers and obedient to their husband. You want to be looking for someone who has the ability to grow into this. Dudes, you're gonna have to work on yourself. You're gonna have to focus on your own professional development, your own personal growth, and that's gonna really include you men learning new skills, pursuing new interests, and working through your insecurities. Because I can tell you guys, that is 100% what I did. That is how me, an inner city kid with no male role model, managed to build a 25-year marriage with the same person, and how we've worked through it that whole time. All right, guys, so the first skill you need to be working on is you need to build a social network. And thus having a good social network can help you, firstly, meet new people, you'll develop emotional support, and it'll really help you dealing with new people and new people issues, and you will oftentimes meet people who teach you how to deal with stuff that's gonna come up in your life and come up in your marriage. Having a strong social network is something that's gonna just help you out personally and professionally. And that's a skill you must be building. All right, guys, the next thing is you need to be confident and authentic. See, confidence is attractive to people. It's attractive to people in relationships, which is what we're talking about, but just in general. But it's also important that you be authentic. And it's more important that you're honest with yourself about what your values are, get them established in yourself, and don't lie to yourself or that person about it. You know, it's easy for us to pretend like we're one thing or that we have these beliefs, but when you have these values tested in the fire of light, your true commitment level is going to be shown out. And if you're finding a person who you're thinking about marrying men, you need to find a woman who is 100% genuinely have these same values and are willing and able to conform to the values, because that's how you're going to be leading your family. So be authentic and be confident. So this next thing kind of ties in with what I was talking about before about having a strong social network, and that is to be open and approachable. That's the thing I used to have to work through, right? Not sitting around with that NWA scowl on my face, making eye contact with people when you talk to them, and then actually engaging in conversation. It's gonna be really hard to get to know someone if you don't get past that awkward stage of being unable to talk to people. So work on being approachable, smiling, and be willing to engage in conversation. Talk about your likes and your interests, but also remember to talk about your values, because that is where we're all going to really make connection with people. So be open and approachable. The next thing that men who are looking to get into a relationship with a woman need to do is they need to show interest in other people. That goes back to what I was saying in being engaging in conversation. That is asking questions and showing interest in the lives and personhood of others. This can help you build a connection with people, and it can show that you're genuinely interested in getting to know them. And when you ask questions that go below the actual top layer of what's happening and understand the values that lead to some decisions, that's when you truly make a deep connection with people. And more importantly, shows people that you're deep to some degree. And when you're not focused on yourself and your own awkwardness, and you get to your genuine core beliefs of another person and yourself, that's really when you connect. The next thing is you need to practice good communication. Communication is the key to any relationship. And as a professional communicator, I know that the ability to communicate with people really is what takes good companies from bad companies, employees to great employees, and what take these cold, stilted relationships to ones that are meaningful and engaging for everyone involved in it, to friendship relationship, is to have great communication skills. That includes active listening and expressing your thoughts clearly and respectfully, and being open to feedback. This is a skill that is sorely lacking in the world. A lot of us are self-righteous and are quick to put our beliefs on what's wrong with other people on them when they have a different opinion than us, or their opinion is 1 degree off of ours. I mean, you want to be better. You want to listen to understand and respond with something that adds value to the life of the people you're in communication. That's kind of basic, but it's missed on a lot of people, especially if you're trying to get into a relationship with a woman. You need to treat others with kindness and respect. This includes even your potential partners, as well as everyone else in your life. See, if you're somebody who goes around disrespects people, put them down, cut them down, and without any love, kindness, and respect by it, you're going to push people away. And look, some people just think they're the bee's knee and they're the greatest thing on earth, and so they walk in disrespect for other people. They walk without kindness to others. Everybody on earth deserves kindness. Even the most heinous, evil person deserves kindness. That doesn't mean you let people run over you. It doesn't mean that you become their doormat and be their victim, but your kindness needs to radiate from you while you're still protecting everybody you meet. Be respectful and be kind. I really need you to get hold of this, because even though this is a 10 tip video, you need to be patient and persistent. Finding a healthy relationship that's fulfilling, it takes time and it takes effort. And guys, you're going to have to be patient. You're gonna have to stay positive, and you're gonna have to keep putting yourself out there, networking, meeting people, open conversation, and getting to know people's values. Like I said, you need to stay patient and persistent, because you're looking for that Titus 2 woman and not the Titus 2 woman faker. The number 10 thing, it ties it all together, and is really what I've been talking about this whole video, and it is you need to prioritize compatibility and shared value. See, focus on building a connection with someone who shares the same biblical values and interests. This will help you build a strong and lasting relationship, which is really why my wife and I, who had no fathers in our house, who never saw a positive marriage, are 25 years into our marriage. When things get difficult, when things are unclear, we draw back on those values of having faith in Christ. Prioritize somebody who shares your value, that you're compatible with. All right, guys, I talked about 10 things that you as a man need to be considering when you're out looking for a person to start a long-term relationship with. So guys, remember this, there is no such thing as a one-size-fits-all approach to a relationship. But what is most important is that you find someone who you're compatible with and that y'all share true values and have the same level of commitment. And you do all these things that build on your own character and that you've worked on yourself and you have a clear idea of what you're looking for. Have that clear idea and follow these 10 tips to help you find a person to be in a relationship. If you found something in this video useful, please like it. If you want to see more videos like this that'll help you prepare yourself to be the type of man with the skills, values, and works that'll be admired and desired 1,000 years from now, then subscribe to this channel. And until next time, go be legendary.